Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're doing another seasonal championship. This one is called Getting Hyped and we're in S1 class hypercars. Now this Riser Tachyon is also a hypercar, but is far too high a class for this championship. But yeah, two reasons really to do this. One, obviously it gets you 5 points, which goes towards the overall season and obviously the overall series. And you want to get the points for the series because there's currently a Aventador SVJ for 200 points for the overall series. I'll be halfway there with completing this championship.
You have arrived at your destination.
And secondly, you also get an Aventador J as a reward for coming first in this championship. So yeah, two reasons there, two Lamborghinis as reasons as well. So yeah, well worth doing. Plus obviously get money, experience and a lot, so yeah, plenty of reasons to do this. And yeah, we have a few cars to choose from. The Zero Uno from Ital Design, basically a Lamborghini Huracan underneath, but with a far better looking body on top. And then we've got the Koenigsegg CC8S, one of the original hypercars, and then a pair of Lamborghinis, the Centenario, and then the Aventador Super Veloce, which is the lesser version of the SVJ that we can win for the series overall. So yeah, let's get in the Super Veloce, since we're going to be showing off what the Aventador can do in its mid-tier form. Because yeah, we will eventually be reviewing the SVJ when we get our hands on it. Probably won't get it until the end of the series, because yeah, we still need another 100 points after doing this seasonal championship. We're not going to get 100 points between what I've got left to do on this season and the next season, so yeah, I'll have to wait till the end, but still, it should be well worth it, and it is at least a new car to the series. And since I already love this SV version of the Aventador, then hopefully the SVJ will be even better. But as per usual, it's usually the upgraded, more outlandish versions of Lamborghinis that really get me going in terms of modern Lamborghinis nowadays. Well, to be fair, it was kind of the case with the likes of the Murcielago and the Gallardo as well, so pretty much any post-2000 Lamborghini I feel is made better once they fiddle around with the basic version a little bit. Give it extra spoilers, extra power, better looks overall. So yeah, and this is a perfect case, an example of that. The Aventador is a nice looking car, but it's made all the better with this really rather large rear wing and the other additions that they've given it. And then it's even more powerful and slightly lighter as well, so no bad aspects really, to be honest, in terms of it being upgraded. There's the Aventador J that we can win up front. Basically a roofless Aventador. Wait to see what the SVJ is like in terms of acceleration and speed, because this is hardly slow, as you can see. Hopefully they've sorted out the understeer, because this does have a fair bit of it. But whatever they're done to it, I'm sure it's they've done well. I have yet to be let down by a upgraded Lamborghini. Wiped the floor with the competition with this SV. Yeah, did really well there. But then again, it is a fantastic car, so no real surprise there. So yeah, what came in second? The Aventador J, surprisingly, considering it's yeah, the lowest PI alongside the standard Aventador. Then the Koenigsegg CC8S in third, the same Aventador as me in 4th, and then another Koenigsegg in 5th. So yeah, let's get on to the second race and see if we can continue our winning streak, or our winning overall. So we're on circuits only for this championship, yeah, I'm going to go for the Koenigsegg CC8S, because as you can see it doesn't weigh anything at all, despite, you know, having more than 560 horsepower. Well, it's 4.7 litre V8, but yeah, it's got really good handling and braking. As you can see, it's very nearly as good as a Lamborghini, but I feel like it's you know, its lack of weight will help it in terms of agility around a circuit. And yeah, I'm really interested to see what it can do in general, because yeah, it's an originator of the Hypercars. It's less than, you know, 10 years after the McLaren F1, and yeah, it came very close to beating that car in terms of its top speed, as this could do 239 miles an hour, which is, yeah, extremely close to what McLaren did, despite that McLaren having more power than this. That's purely because it's a lot more streamlined, it's a lot more aerodynamic. But to be honest, I prefer this to the McLaren purely because it is a better handling car. And I prefer its engine as well. Love me a V8. It's far quicker than its less than 600 horsepower stat would have you believe. In fact, it's keeping up with cars with way more power than it has. There's evidence of that. Sure, it's not going to have exactly as good braking or handling as more modern cars, because it is from 2002 at the end of the day. But considering its age, you know, it's nearly 20 years old now, that is still pretty damn good in terms of what it can do. Even its top speed is pretty much unrivaled by most cars nowadays. Flows so nicely into corners. There's very little in the way of drama. But again, like the Lamborghini before, it does have some understeer. Just to tell you that you're being a bit silly and a bit too quick. It definitely has better turning than the Lamborghini overall, even with a hint of understeer. Obviously it's not all-wheel drive, doesn't have anywhere near the level of weight up front. Oh, forgot about the puddle. So yeah, this car is all composed and everything right up until the moment it isn't, and then it's a little bit hairy. So it's definitely a limit, but when it's gone, it's gone. Still, this is an amazing car, and yeah, it's a shame I can't fully review it because unfortunately it's not fully viewable. Still, a win is a win, and by quite a while, by the looks of things. Far behind. Let's take a look to see how far. Wow, yeah, nearly 6 seconds behind that was the Centenario, and we had the fastest lap by a country mile as well, as we were the only ones below 1 minute 10. Yeah, so the Centenario came second, the Aventador came third, another Centenario came fourth, and the Zero Uno came fifth. And that means that we are now on 40 points overall, 8 ahead of the Centenario, 12 ahead of the Aventador, and yeah, well ahead of the other two. So yeah, nonetheless, let's get on to the third and final race and see if we can keep up this winning streak. Right, so we're on quite a tight and twisting circuit on this one, so I think we're going to go for the Zero Uno, just because it does weigh a bit less than the Centenario and obviously the Aventador, but it still has a reasonable amount of power and torque, and yeah, the handling and braking isn't half bad either, so yeah. I know it's basically a Lamborghini underneath, but you know, we don't have that many options on this championship, because I don't have all of the cars that are usable on the championship, because they are quite expensive. I had to buy the Koenigsegg itself, but I could afford that because that was only 400,000 credits, whereas the rest are, you know, 2-3 million some in that range. So yeah, I didn't really want to be forking out that kind of level of money just for a championship. But yeah, I do like the Koenigsegg, so that's the reason why I was fine with buying it. So yeah, let's see what this Ital design does, or can do. Yeah, you can see the other kind of cars that we could have bought. There's the Pagani as well. Obviously we've seen the standard Aventador going around as well. See many cars like this though these days, based on an original vehicle, but basically have different bodywork and interior on top. Quite frankly, I'm not against it. They look as good as this, but I would have liked them to have obviously changed around the fundamentals of the car a little bit. At the end of the day, it is still a Huracan. It still sounds like one, still is pretty much as fast as one, so it's not, in terms of performance, really any different. It's purely down to the looks. When obviously you're going to pay a lot more for something like this than you would ever a Huracan, is a little bit of a disappointment as far as I'm concerned. Come on, keep up with the big boys, the big V12s. Well, we're not going to win, but we do get a second place podium position. Should be enough to keep us first overall in the championship, but yeah, the Zero Uno there just couldn't really get through the pack as quickly as other cars that we've used. But then again, that circuit was a lot smaller, a lot tighter, and yeah, not quite as, you know, suitable for a car of that type. But still, second place is good, beaten by the standard Aventador, though we did beat the Lamborghini Centenario, Pagani's on the Cinque, and the Koenigsegg CCA-S that we started off with. So yeah, and there we go, 56 points, 4 points ahead of the Aventador, so very close in terms of that, but we're well ahead of the Centenario, the Zonda, and another standard Aventador. So yeah, fun championship, but at the end of the day, you are trying to get those points towards the series, towards the season overall. And as you can see, there was an SVJ actually racing, only managed 11th place though. So yeah, the out of the AI or the car really letting that driver down. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, still, it's 5 points towards the series, 5 points towards the season, and yeah, we do get the Aventador J as well. So yeah, all round a worthwhile championship there. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.